This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last session, we were discussing about dynamic testing techniques, right? Yeah. So have we completed these assignments? Okay, I'll check later. Today, we will try to work on this software testing lifecycle. That is a STLC.
Sir, before going to that, I have a question. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, tell me, please.
Sir, what is the difference between this user case and test case? Sir? Like user case.
Separate these.
Yeah, sir. Like difference between user case and test case.
No, no, use case testing is different. Use case testing and test case you're talking about. So,
Yeah, like
see, generally, what is use case testing means, okay, use cases are what basically related to that function. Okay, can you mute? I will explain. The use cases are what basically the flow charts, flow diagrams, or data flow diagrams, basically. So if you don't understand that flow charts or flow diagrams, you can refer these use cases. Okay. So if you refer and write the test cases, if you refer these use cases, that means flow charts and write the test cases, then we can say it is a use case testing. Okay. And what is test case means? It is set of preconditions to validate the functionality of the application. Some set of preconditions, right? So you are how you are validating that functionality, you are writing briefly step by step by step. Okay. So those steps are available there. Those steps are available in the use cases, like what action you are doing, what system is responding. Those steps are available over use cases. But test case is like basically everything. Like uh, if you take the template, like expected, generally you are seeing only the expected result and what action you are doing in the use case. But in the test case template, what you will see everything like description, uh, test case description, test procedures, expected results, actual results, status, whether it is pass or fail, everything will write in the test case. But whereas the use cases, where these use cases are found in the functional document. Where is the functional document? Before, like generally, the client is going to provide this functional document. We'll go through that. We'll understand. Then we'll going to write the test cases based on that. Right. So these test cases, use cases are the part of a functional document. Any requirement they are providing, in that you can see this use cases or flow charts, data flow diagrams, you can see, right? So based on that, we can write the test cases. By referring use cases, we can write the test cases. So where the user can, that our tester can feel easy to write the test cases. If we look into the use case diagram, we can say use case diagrams, we can say data flow diagrams, or we can say task flow diagrams. Just by looking at the task flow diagram, if you don't understand the flow diagrams, you can go and refer the steps where that steps are written in use cases, like action what you are doing, end user what action you have to do, and what system is responding. There is detailing they will provide. instead of a flow diagrams, you can see in written. So that you can see and write that action is nothing but your step description, and response is nothing but your expected result. So those you will write in the test cases, basically. Are you getting now? Good.
Yes, sir.
Generally, whenever we write the test cases, we'll refer that use case. Okay, something if you want to know the steps, like what action you're doing, what response the system is giving, that flow, everything you can go and see there, and based on that, you will write the test cases. Okay, fine. So anyway, test software testing life cycle that we are going to understand. Software testing life cycle. You can go through this just for a minute or 1 second, half second. Okay. So software testing life cycle. So yeah, there is a spelling mistake. Told to look into that. Okay. Yeah. And test analysis, test plan, test design, test execution, defect tracking, and defect reporting, test closure. So analysis part, what we are doing is as a part of analysis. So first, initially, test analysis. Here in this phase, what we are doing, the test engineer is going to understand the requirements of the customer. It may be what phone model, it may be V model, any model. First, he should understand the requirement. He'll try to understand the requirements. So that requirements can be a part of user stories also, right? Like user stories. You'll try to understand the user stories. If you don't understand the user stories, you will connect with the business analyst team and try to understand the user stories. So that once you understand the user stories or those requirements, then only you can plan how to validate that functionality of the application. For that, he'll connect to the business team, and first we'll have a grooming session, okay, about that particular sprint. Like first sprint we are starting, let's say the sprint is planned for three weeks. So before that, first week, all what we'll do, we'll go for the grooming session only. So we'll discuss what client has given the user stories. We'll understand those user stories and we'll estimate that stories. Each story, how much time it will take. So each story is nothing but one requirement. That requirement, how much time it will take. Development, how much time it will take. Testing, how much time it will take. Like that, we'll discuss and we'll give some hmm, points to that, estimation points to that. So that based on that, we'll decide whether it takes less time or more time. So we have to plan within 3 weeks, right? So within 3 weeks, how many stories we can accommodate? So this can be planned. So for this sprint, how many stories has been given? Those all stories can be accommodated and be developed, test and give it to the client or not. So that we'll understand. So once you understand the stories, any doubts, questions, anything is there, there will be a RCN, requirement clarification note. What is that? Requirement clarification note. This requirement clarification note document will be given, will be shared to the entire team. So where you will have a question and answer. So where you will have like what is the requirement number or what is the user story. Okay. And basically main 2.2 things where you'll have like question and answer. What question you want and they will provide that answer. Question is nothing but clarification required. Clarification required. What doubts they have. Okay. And what answer they are providing. Like okay, clarification provided. What clarification they are providing, they'll give you the answer. So here is just a question, there will be an answer. And who have provided? The person provided by. Okay, like this is like just only they'll ask the question and they will give you the answer, and who gave the answer, that name will be provided. And related to that requirement, I mean related to that requirement or the user stories, whatever. Any functionality you are trying to understand, any doubts you have, first you will come through this document and you will update here. And if they are going to provide the results here, okay, no problem. Or else you can insist for KT sessions, knowledge transfer session. You can insist for knowledge transfer sessions. Knowledge transfer sessions are what? Once you send a mail or request anything for, if you request anything to the consent team, they'll schedule date and time. Okay, tomorrow or day after tomorrow or something like one date and time they'll specify, and you please join in the session. We'll explain everything to you. So the team is going to explain all that particular requirement, whatever, in a not to one person, entire team they are going to explain. That is what KT session. Or instead of that, you can say it is a walkthrough. So they will provide the walkthroughs, so you can have a clarity on that. Once you get the clarity, then you can go for the design specifications. Like what is the second phase? Test planning. Yes, test planning is what generally test plan will be prepared by your lead. Okay, where test plan is nothing but it is a detailed plan and report, plan and approach to validate what to validate and what not to validate. Everything you'll plan and keep it ready. So test plan document you'll prepare. So your lead, one of the team member will be preparing. Okay, so in that what you can find, what to test, you can see one thing, what to test, how to test, who to test, and when to test. This is all they can specify. What all you need to test, they will specify the test scenario. These are all functionalities we are supposed to test, like that. What are the in scope, what are out scope, what comes into this sprint 2, so what comes into sprint 3, like that, something. So those all specifications, so they will give you how to test. How to test means the test approach. what tools we are using, the approach what we are using. Okay, that they will be specifying, and who to test, roles and responsibilities, role and responsibilities, and when to test. It's like a schedule, QA schedule, timetable or timetable. So what activities, QA activities, when you have to start, when you have to end, that QA activities will be given in the test plan document. I'll share this test plan document and we'll discuss about this test plan document briefly. Okay, but generally the plan will give you the sufficient confidence to test the project, like what to test you'll come to know, how to test you come to know, when you have to test you come to know, and who are the people that are going to test, that also you'll come to know. So you'll get, it's just, plan is something, it will give you the clear picture, like what exactly the tester has to do, right? And a schedule part also will be there, timetable will be there. Then you go for the test design. Yes, this test design is more important. Now, as soon as you go understand the requirements, start writing the test case. Where you'll write the test cases, where you'll write the scenarios, test scenarios and test cases. As a part of design specification, we'll prepare test scenarios, test cases. What is scenario? Scenario is nothing but what to test in the application. Test case is nothing but what to test in our understanding and how to test. If you go like a definition oriented way, like what you are going to what you are supposed to test is nothing but the scenarios. Functionality, future to be tested. The functionality to be tested. This is what you call it as scenarios. And test case is what you know. It is a set of preconditions to validate the functionalities of the application. It is a set of preconditions to validate the functionalities of the application, right? So otherwise, what you can say, what to test and then how to test. Okay. Some preconditions means you'll have the test case template, how it will be, test design, test scenario template, how it will be. I'll show you. Test scenario template, test case template. So there, what to test you will write, and how to test also you will be writing this document. And also one more document as a part of design specification, that is test data. So test data means with what data we are supposed to write, that data also you will prepare. Once these documents are ready, this will be sent for the review. What is that review? It may be a peer review or final review. Peer review means colleagues will conduct the review. I'll write the test cases and you will be checking the test cases. That is for peer review. And QA test means our client side people also will conduct a review. That is like master, like basically once you get the approval from the client, then these test cases are correct to what you wrote, and then those test cases you can validate. Okay. So before that, so what it contains, like, so just give you the brief idea. So you will get a test case ID. You have test case description. You will have the columns in the test case document. Okay. Step name will have, step description you have. Okay. and or preconditions or prerequisites you'll have. Okay, and expected result you'll have, and you'll have actual result, and you'll have status also, whether it is pass or fail, and date. You'll have date also, created by what is a project name, what is a module name that you're, and for which user story you're writing. That all details will be specified in the Excel file, column wise. So you'll feel that basically what are the major points means ID, description, step name, what action you are doing, what system is responding. These things you will be writing. Step means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, what is referring? Steps like step 1, what action I am doing, what system is responding. Okay, so these all, let's say for example TC001, description, verify login, something like this. And step number 1, first step is what you are doing. So launch application, or what is the prerequisite? Okay, enter URL or enter UID. So what is the precondition for that application should be launched? That you will write. Expected result, accept, if valid. So these all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. How you are testing that application, you will be writing here, like stepwise. And if it is TC002, one more test case, like that one. I'm just giving an idea for you. I'll make you to write. Don't worry about that. Okay. So template of the test case will be. I'm just showing the template actually, but not here. I'll give you the actual document to write. Okay. So test case is something where you will write all the preconditions and the steps, and what is your expected, what is your actual result, what is the status, everything will be defined in that. Okay. So you can, this is the, once you write, this will be reviewed. If it is verified and approved, these documents can be taken for the execution. Right. So once these test cases are ready, then what you will do? What is the next step? Test execution. See, scenarios you prepared, you wrote the test cases, and these test cases have been checked by the client and your colleagues also. If the colleagues are checking, they are called as peer review. Right. And once these test cases are verified and approved, yes, client says yes, they are correct, then you go for the validation. Means by the time the developer gives you the application, by the time the developer developed the application and they gave it to you. Okay, so by initial stage, what you will do here, you will conduct a smoke testing. Initially, once the developer gives you the uh, application, this application is working fine or not. So which you can take it as a smoke testing. First, we perform smoke testing. What is that smoke testing? As I told you earlier, whether that application is stable or not, whether we can able to conduct the testing or not, we'll check, right? So smoke test pass means yes, developer will say to the developer that we are accepting the build, we are continuing the execution. So when you are continuing the execution part, now you take the test case document which you wrote, which is approved by the client. That step by step you are going to validate on the developed software, and you'll check that software is working or not. And every step you will take the screenshot. Pass. Every step, whichever respective pass, you will take the screenshot and you will put it in the Word document. Okay, test case 1. Yeah, take the screenshot. And what is the what you are verifying, you'll write there. Okay, and you'll take the screenshots and keep it right. These are nothing but test execution results. So everything, whatever you read in the test case document, that you are going to take the screenshots wherever the validation points are there. The validation points, you take it as a screenshot and put it in the Word document, and you will give them it as a test results. Okay, then pass. Anything is failed, that you will report to via bug reporting tool or via bug reporting template. Right? That is nothing but defect tracking and defect reporting. Like any defects you are finding when you are testing any, you observed, yes, this functionality have a defect. So I want to raise a bug. So I will have a tool like Jira or ALM or any other tool, bug reporting tool, through which I will raise, or I will raise through a template. So I'll show you that how to raise a defect through a template or how to raise a defect through a reporting tool. Like we'll be learning one of the tool like Jira and other tools also like ALM, application lifecycle management. I'll share that one of the tool application lifecycle management, which is very important. That also in the current market. I'll share those videos to you, like for my videos only, so you can refer whenever you have time. I'll tell you one tool, like we'll discuss Jira tool. Okay, how to raise the bugs in the current world. Every company is preferring like agile process, right? So for agile process, Jira is best suitable tool for reporting purpose, test management purpose. Okay, and other scenarios like something like you want to write in Excel and upload into uh, ALM or like that, there is a way. So that is one more tool we have. Same thing for writing the test cases, executing the test cases. We can maintain them. That is also one tool like test management tool, ALM, application lifecycle management. So one tool we learn, and the other tool I will try to give you the videos for better understanding. Okay, better means if you have one tool knowledge, very good. If I am adding some more tools to you to make you understand, that is well and good, right? So just refer it for your upgrading your skills. Like, okay, you can put in your resume also. I have knowledge on bug reporting tools like ALM and Jira also. So two tools will come into the picture. I will tell you that. Okay, don't worry about it. So there are some tools. Okay, so in the reporting purpose also. Then finally test closure. So once this bug reporting part is what you raise the defect and the developer will check. If it is valid, he'll open and he'll fix it. If it is not valid, he'll simply reject it. So all the defects which are fixed, you are going to retest it again, and you'll do the regression part again, and you are going to see that any functionalities are still not working, right? So everything is working fine. You close it, and yes, you'll sign it off. QA will sign off. Means test closure, and you will present these documents to the client. Yes, these are all the defects I got. These are the this many passed, this many failed, and all this got passed again in the retesting and the second build, and finally it is working fine, and we are demonstrating to you, and he checked that okay fine, and he'll approve it. That particular sprint is over. Again next sprint, next sprint, like that every iteration it goes like that, right? Until he reaches all the requirement. That way it is going currently, right? So all the requirements are done. That means that the project is done. Once the project is done, so done. You can go with the other projects, right? So basically, this is your software testing lifecycle, I can say. So for this, what we'll do, uh, I'll share one notes, okay, and I'll share few documents to you. Please do refer that, so that what I will do, I'll make you to understand in the tomorrow session, like what is how to write the test cases, how to execute them, how to raise the bugs. This all it won't be in one day. I just I'll share this document first, like what is test case, what is test case template, what is scenario template, how to write them and all. And also, I'll send you some templates. But today you go through these templates and try to understand how we wrote and all. So tomorrow's session, I will explain briefly like how to write them. One is test scenario, one is test cases, and this one is test data. Just refer this template and whatever you want, like you can understand, go through that, please. Please. And how to write them in the tomorrow's session, I will tell. Got it? Any questions here? Did you receive the documents? Just check it. I want you to go through once, okay? So that we can discuss briefly, like how to write them. I will tell you. We already wrote some scenarios and all. How I wrote. Initially, you will have doubts. Okay, let the doubts will come out. Then I will slowly explain how to write also.
Sir, yesterday you explained about DTT. In that you gave example for restore percentage. Hello, sir.
Sorry, I kept in mute, I think. Okay. Now you ask me the question, what do you want? So these are the four possible ways. That means if you check these four possible ways, the test should pass. If you check with other possible ways, the test should fail. Right?
Yes, sir. My question is, can we use, like, while writing the test case, can we use like a valid new customer? No, right, sir. We should.
That you don't worry. How to write, I will explain you. Because you are just observing today template only, na?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. I ask you to observe template. Why? Because I don't want to make you confused. Okay.
Okay.
I want you
Okay.
to go through that. I just said go through all that test case template. Just template you observe. Even something written in that also you observe. How I wrote
Okay.
or how somebody wrote the test cases you observe. So that once it get understand, then I will take a fresh application, some new functionality or new application will take. On that we'll try to write so that okay you'll get some clear idea. Okay. Okay, now if you look into those templates, you'll get some brief idea. Oh, this way the template looks. Okay, fine. First doubt clear. Second doubt. So when you may write, you may observe like what they written. Okay, but you didn't wrote, na? So you'll have a doubt. So once we start writing that same thing after explanation, that part also will become more easier, and you can write a number of test cases based on the user stories. So the next part also will be get habited because mostly you will be writing the test cases and mostly you will be executing the test cases, the real time scenarios. Okay, you only should write test cases. That is a major part. So how to write? You should know. Before you write, you should understand the requirement, right? That you should know. Unless you don't understand the requirement, you cannot write the steps. That's why I'll refer use cases. That's why I refer the flow charts and all. If somebody explained very clearly all the steps, you don't need flowchart, you don't need diagram, anything. You can just understand what he's telling, you can write the steps. Okay. It is somebody is telling, I want to climb the tree. How to climb the tree? Somebody is telling the steps. You should go like this, you should go like this, like that. And you can reach the top. Okay, I'll go in the same way. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps are nothing but to reach the destination. So here also how to test that software. So in order to test the how this functionality working, if you know, you can write the steps, right? How that functionality is working, if you know, you can write the steps. As simple as that. So if you are writing valid steps, it should go in a valid way. That means invalid conditions also will be there. Like you will try to fail the software. That also I will write. So that in the if any negative test cases you are writing, the system should not work because you already planned. Maybe it may work like this also, but system is not working like that. That's good. It's a pass. But if system is getting failed in that case, that means whatever you think and write, that combinations or possibilities, it is working means you identified the defects. This is what we are trying to learn and understand and write. So just go observe that uh, documents as today. In the tomorrow session, clearly I will explain about how to write. We'll take some sample applications and write. Scenarios we'll write, test cases we'll write. That is only job. Just like a workshop we'll take and we'll write. After that, I will explain you how to report the bugs if we get. Is my point is clear to everyone? You can ask me. Any doubt is there, you can ask me. Okay? That's why I want you to refer. I want you to make perfect on writing the test cases. So unless you are not perfect, you are not going to write anything. This is simple. So first we will learn that. That's why for today I just gave you, okay, you observe whatever you want. So many doubts you get, you please ask. That is what I want. So once you are aware of it, Okay, you are very much clarity with the test case document and the steps how to write and all that procedure and all. I will explain in the tomorrow session. Somebody will understand by looking at the document. Okay, fine, very good. You understand? I'm happy. Somebody don't understand what he wrote. I don't know. Okay, no problem. Still we'll try to learn. But what fields are there? Okay, what fields are there? We try to go through that. User will understand like what fields are there and all. And one more that we need to understand is test plan. The test plan document also I'll share. This also we are supposed to learn. You please refer this one also. Why I'm giving priorly because just you will have some glance on it. So just plan means what I told, what to test, how to test, who to test, when to test. This all. So this all will be there here. Like test plan. Just I'm giving the briefing here. Okay. Any doubts here so far? What I give? Just for today, you go through this document. So in tomorrow's session, I will discuss about test plan, test cases, how to write by taking some sample application. Like I do have some application. So on that we'll write. Okay.